What's going on, AFC East Roundtable? We are live again on Wednesday, 8 p.m. EST. Well, 8:07 because we're late as usual. Hit that like button on your way into the show, guys. It's the heart of the offseason, and I just want to let you guys know, if you're watching right now, give yourself a pat on the back, because that means if you're watching the AFC's Roundtable or anything related to the NFL at this point, you are an NFL lunatic. Okay, you just are just an NFL nerd. Okay, and I say that with kind-heartedness because all four of us are on this panel NFL nerds in a great way, because we love this sport. We love talking about it. We love drama, apparently, in the Jets land and Dolphins land. Patriots, quiet, no drama to worry about. Bills, I would say there is drama because they're the ones that called out the New York Jets with Deion Dawkins. Don't think we're not talking about that on tonight's show. So we got a lot to break down on the AFC's Roundtable. It's NFL Draft Combine Week. We're excited to break it all down, folks. Hit that like button on your way into the show. Colby, welcome to the AFC's Roundtable. You're a familiar friend. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I mean, it feels great to be back. Obviously, the Monday shows haven't been a thing here for a little while, so anytime I'm able to hop on and talk some football, especially the AFC East, it's always a good time.
Yeah, man, we're in the heart of the offseason, and this is a gigantic Patriots offseason that I'm really curious to get your thoughts about where they're headed. Obviously, a lot of moves to be made for the Patriots. The new look Patriots, how about that? On the beginning of a rebuild with a brand new coach and all this cap space to play with, a top pick. Oh, gosh, these Patriots have some interesting topics to talk about. Dan the man, Dan Mitchell, the legend, the one and only Dan Mitchell. Look at him. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, man? What's going on? I think I need to reinvest in a ring light. I got this thing off of TikTok. You know?
And you can tell. You can tell. It's from, you got the Alex Earl.
What is that?
The Alex Earl light.
Dude.
Girlfriend.
Dude, I got it. And so I got it because my regular ring light broke. And I was like, fuck it. You know, this is going viral. Don't buy anything off TikTok shop.
No.
Right? Don't buy anything off of TikTok shop.
Dan, I'll send you the light
from anybody. Don't do it. All right. Because I look like I have like a serious case of jaundice right now, but it is what it is. Hey, man, listen, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now, man. The workouts are starting tomorrow. I heard a couple of very key players, specifically on the defensive line, have already had meetings with the Buffalo Bills. And dude, I'm thrilled that like we're getting a morsel of entertainment through this offseason.
A lot of entertainment. A lot. TD, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. It's a lot of Dolphin stuff going on. Just trying to keep track of it. So much to talk about in Dolphin world, man. We are left tackle. He's going to make a decision before free agency on retirement. They're coming out with all these projected Tua contract numbers that are insane. Christian Wilkins still on the table. Robert Hunt turning down an offer. It's a lot. And then on top of it, having the best organization in football as of today, it's just a lot, on the journey to the Super Bowl.
That is what Dolphins fans are celebrating today.
Good old TD.
So I appreciate the recommendation of a ring light, bro.
Got you, bro. It's the same one that TD has. It's the one I use. Highly recommend it, my man. That's the ring light to get. That's the ring light to get.
3-4 years in on mine, and it's still riding.
Yeah, this I've had since I started. I've had this one since like 4 or 5 years. And it's elite. All right, let's go around the table and talk about your ring lights. I'll send you the link, Colby. I'll send you the link.
This is the ring light review.
It's the ring light show.
Just so I can be involved, I might have to do it.
You might have to do it. Well, how about that? So if you guys are just tuning in, the Miami Dolphins are celebrating because they were ranked according to the NFLPA. The report cards are in. They get an A+. They get a round of applause.
Oh, you cut short.
The only thing they'll get, they'll never get a Super Bowl trophy. They'll never get any accolades. They'll never win a playoff game. So you get this report card in the offseason. Congratulations, Miami Dolphins fans.
Richie still
got the best facility. Let's go. Let's go.
Richie soundboard ain't working right.
What?
Your soundboard wasn't working right. It wasn't even working right.
On behalf of the AFC's Roundtable, I want to congratulate you and the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, give me that applause again. Give it to me again. Since it went
out.
Is it
not working?
It works, but when you were speaking, you got your DBs up too loud. Probably it cut out on me.
It's too loud.
There it goes. There goes the applause we deserve.
See, that's the sound of the offseason for the Miami Dolphins, and this is the sound of the in-season, or should I say playoffs?
It's true.
There you go, TD. So how does it feel to be that you're on top? You are literally on top of the NFL right now. Like, today is your day. Like, please. Like, how does it feel that you are the best organization according to the NFLPA report cards?
It feels good because, these reports can carry you for a long time for players saying, I want to go to Miami. I wouldn't mind going to Miami. They take care of their players. They take care of their people, They give us free lunches. They got the best workout facilities,
lunches.
All that good stuff, man. So, I mean, even though I don't care about this type of stuff because it doesn't have as big impact, in my opinion, of the football field. But hey, I will say this: at the end of the day, I'll take whatever we can take. It's a good look for free agency.
Dan, you sharing your screen?
I sure did, because you know what? This right here is one of our team's grades.
Gosh.
And guess what organization has these grades, boys?
That's
Is it the
academic
Bills or the
probation.
Patriots?
It is the New England Patriots.
Yeah, there it is.
That's
I was
academic
hoping somebody
probation.
else in here was gonna
F
be
minus, bro, for treatment of families.
Let's see
F
exactly what I
minus.
do.
There's some crazy stats in here. There's some crazy stats, and like it breaks it down very, very well too. And let me tell you, I'm pretty ashamed to say the least. I'm pretty ashamed to say the least.
I gotta break this down. Why do they get an F minus?
So there's no daycare support for players' children on game day. There's only 4 teams that do not offer either a family room or a daycare. So no family room or daycare, man. They're just like, fuck them kids over in Foxborough, baby.
Yeah, come sit in the stands. What are you doing?
Let's see what else. Locker room, C-. What's the training room? A number of players report outdated treatment options that are the training room lacks the equipment that players feel they should need. Some players suggest additional staff, blah, blah, blah. What about what's this? Weight room. All right. The Patriots are the only team in the NFL with the majority of players feeling that their team's facility is worse than places they can train offsite.
Yeah. So that is.
You have Andre Stevenson being like, you know what? Forget about this. I'm just gonna hit the Planet Fitness down the road.
The nearest Planet Fitness. Bring a member. Can't drop the weights without the lunk alarm going off. But it's a real problem. But what I will say too is that Robert Kraft does know about it, and that the Kraft family is not happy about the grades that they just got. They are currently in works. They just kind of revamped the stadium a bit, but they're currently working on redoing the weight room and the locker rooms and whatnot. That came out even long before these report cards came out. So that is something that they are working on, because it's very, very out to date with the equipment that's there. Like, you're going in there and you're coming into like a, early 2000s, workout room. You got chalk waiting to rub it on your hands and whatnot. Like that's essentially what the Patriots workout room is like. So they are working to update that right now, but clearly they have to do more than just that. They also have to work with updating how they kind of treat their players in terms of the cafeteria. And we've heard that a lot of times the Patriots players have to pay for their own food, as where a lot of other facilities amongst the NFL, they actually pay for that type of stuff. So that's something that also doesn't bode well for the Patriots. And I think the interesting thing too, Dan, is the fact that you've heard all this negativity coming out about the Patriots as of late. At first, it was Bill Belichick, it was the coaching staff, and now it also comes with all of these other things that are happening in stadium. And the biggest thing that we're seeing from new head coach Gerard Mayo is that, he's trying to knock down silos. He's trying to build up relationships. He's bringing in a coaching staff that can connect to his players from a person to person and not a coach to person, just being like, hey, I'm a bigger authority, so do what I say. And a lot of people are kind of going about that in Pat's Nation, is kind of being like, what's the point? We want to win games. I don't care about you being a nice guy, but these grades show you exactly why that's important. You want players who want to be here, and that's what it starts off with.
Now, here's my question to you, because I'm sure you recall the days of Bill Belichick being, for lack of a better term, conservative when it comes into spending money in free agency, or like going for like a top weapon right in the draft. With Mayo at the helm, with the new GM, etc., are you expecting the Pats to be uncharacteristically aggressive this year in like free agency?
Oh, yeah, baby. I mean,
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo said it himself. Elliot Wolf, the de facto general manager, has said it himself. They have cash and they're going to burn it. But you know what, Dan? Not only by the time free agency starts, because once they cut J.C. Jackson, and just J.C. Jackson alone, they can still make other moves, they'll have just over $100 million in cap space, which will lead all NFL teams, which is an absolutely absurd number. But not only should they spend money, but they have to spend money. There's basically this like number every 3 years that NFL teams have to spend. Like it is an NFL rule that teams have to spend a certain amount of cap space. Like I think it's like every 3 years. The Patriots are below that number. So just to get to the base minimum of what is the NFL rule, the Patriots are going to have to spend a certain amount of money, a certain amount of guaranteed money, and they have over $100 million that they're going to have, again, once free agency starts. So spend it. Flare it up. I don't care what it takes. Apparently, there's not much for, players that want to come here to New England. You don't got Brady. You don't got Belichick. You're not winning. There's a new head coach you don't know about. Clearly, the facilities aren't that great. Money's got to speak. You got to throw a bag at those guys, and you have it, so do it. So I truly do believe that this is going to be one of those off seasons where it's going to be fun if you're a Patriots fan, and you're going to be shaking if you're, well, I guess the three of you, because they're going to be making some big moves, hopefully some decent trades too. But I think this is a pretty good free agency class at some of the biggest need that the Patriots have.
Kirk Cousins and the Pats, bro.
All right. I don't know about that one, but
come on, man.
Dan,
Listen,
Dan, I know you've
awesome
been with this. Dan has been throwing this out to me for months. Dude, I think all the way since like October, you threw this out to me, and you're still riding with it. I'll give you credit for that. You're still riding with it.
Dude. Rich from Aggio is coming in with the $10 donation. Thank you so much. Mahomes, good, but since TD wanted to troll Allen for what the quarterbacks he's beaten in the playoffs, let's go with Mahomes. Luck, Big Ben, Massage Watson, Tannecook, Garoppolo, Lawrence, midfield. Bring me up, back me up.
Oh, no, Rich. No. You're not going to get away with that, Rich. Nothing's wrong with beating scrubs in the playoffs, but when all you beat are scrubs in the playoffs, no, sir, that ain't how it works. Because how many times, why didn't you add Josh Allen on here 3 times? Huh? Add Tua on here, add Lamar Jackson on here, add all those boys too. See, but you can't do that when it comes to I don't even know why I'm talking about that bum. See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all Bills fans, y'all try to justify Josh Allen's greatness all you can. How many times do I have to admit he's a good quarterback? He just ain't ever winning a Super Bowl. And until you realize that, y'all going to be stuck in purgatory. Y'all have the worst type of purgatory, playoff purgatory. Just a waste of seasons.
Damn,
Man,
man.
TD, let him at least live, like, bro.
No. We got to.
13 minutes in, bro. You already
Rich, thank you so much for the generous $10 super chat, Rich. By the way, very, very nice of you, Rich. Don't do it. I mean, we got our Houston Texans representative of the AFC South Roundtable, our guy Ruben. CJ Stroud is coming for you, bums. Ruben.
He's
Dude, don't get me started. What did the Jets defense do to CJ Stroud? He made it look like he doesn't belong in the NFL. Zach Wilson outperformed CJ Stroud. That's on his resume, guys.
Hey, what do you think the record will be next year, AFC versus Houston?
I mean, it's going to depend on what everyone does in free agency, but
we're going to make CJ Stroud look like a clown all over again. Listen, CJ Stroud, he's going to go crazy for 16 games. The one game versus the Jets, we're making him look like a scrub all over again. And I'm not kidding. Go watch that game back. Rich comes back with the $2. Oh, sorry. Turn the ball over. Overrated Lamar.
Hey, but you still got to put Josh Allen on there, Rich. See, Rich, why don't you send that super chat and put Josh Allen name 3 times? That's all, and I'll go with whatever you say, but send your super chat and put J-A. Then I'll take you serious and objective.
J-A. Ruben's coming back saying in the rain. Zach Wilson won AFC Player of the Week in the same game in the rain. So is that a realistic comeback?
Speaking of which, that's a wonderful segue because, dude, Zach Wilson.
We do have some other news I do want to talk about before we get into that.
Oh.
Tony with the $2. Dan 73 needs pause put on him. Yeah, Deion Dawkins. That's another segment we got to get into. I went off on
Taking
that
on
in the
the
huddle,
Jets.
but like this is
Ruben said
Come on
he's
now.
sweeping us, man. 4-0. Stop lying to yourself, Ruben.
Ruben thinks he's sweeping us.
We sweeping you bums.
Appreciate the super chat, Tony. So we just had some not breaking news, but you guys know the whole Mecole Hardman situation that's been going on with the Jets.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
you guys got a
drama.
lot of drama going on lately.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
A
so
whole
much,
lot of
bro.
The
drama.
Jets are getting
So-
destroyed from the bottom up.
So
Damn organization, man.
So remember this morning we talked about Mecole Hardman apparently leaked the game
playbook.
plan to opposing teams. Well, it's a
It was the
tweet
Eagles,
from
right?
Connor Hughes. Not only did he do it against the Eagles, apparently he also did it against the Chiefs.
Oh, damn.
So check this out. Yes, I'm told there was validated belief that the Jets, from the Jets, that Mecole Hardman, frustrated by his lack of usage, leaked game plans to the opposition as implied by several players, Sauce Gardner and Kenny Yeboah today, not just the Eagles game, but also for the Chiefs. Ironically, the Eagles victory was arguably the best, blah, blah, blah. So this is coming from the Jets' top beat reporter, Connor Hughes. This is crazy.
Yeah, but they gotta speak up, man. They can't come with these allegations and just leave it on the surface. This is huge if it's true. They need to talk about why they believe that. They need to, but I know they're not. Sauce was like, don't pay no mind to me. I'm just making stuff up. Like, I know they know something, but we deserve to know. And unfortunately, we'll never know.
I know, and it's slowly cracking, though. Like, the truth is slowly coming out. And I'll say this, TD, like you said, if that's true, bro, that's a big deal for Mecole Hardman's, like obviously, this isn't the tampering topic. There's multiple layers to this, unfortunately. Well, welcome to the New York Jets offseason, by the way. I'm changing my channel names to Jets Media Drama TV. So it's crazy that we're talking about this, but let's just be honest with ourselves. If Mecole Hardman literally, out of spite of the Jets benching him for an undrafted rookie as a punt returner, leaked the offensive game plans to the Chiefs and the Eagles, like, that's crazy. Does anything happen to him? Like, are people going to want that player on their team? I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
He could have just not shown up. Like, realistically, if you're that upset with the team, you could have just sat out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what players do, even in terms of contracts, right? A sit in or a sit out usually happens more so in the offseason. But I mean, we saw Chris Jones do it in the beginning of the year, and he's not a good player. Let's be honest, okay? Even when he was traded to the Chiefs, he put them in jeopardy time after time. How many passes does this guy need to drop?
He was the one that fumbled the ball in the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, he's not good. He's not good, but he's speaking. And it's ironic, too, that he was trying to lose the Jets games. And one of the games that came out was the Eagles, and the Eagles still won. So, look, I think at the end of the day, it's different if, like, a team is doing something, because what are you going to do? Are you going to suspend a team? No, you can't do that. If it's one specific player, you have to take some type of precautionary measure. But I think that has to start with players coming out. Players can't be like, I don't want to be a part of it. Maybe, because you're going to let them get away with it. It's going to get swept under the rug. But I think if players are vocally going to come out, they're going to be frustrated with this. And this is going to be a storyline. Look, whether the media is hyping it up or not, where there's smoke, there's going to be fire, and stuff like this. It's just not acceptable, and you have to be held accountable for something like this.
You bring up a good point, Colby. You bring up a good point. This just made me think about it, because, like you said, this is something that we could have never known about, right? This is something that we could have never known about. The only reason why we're learning about this, is because Mecole Hardman went on a podcast and trashed the Jets. So then the Jets were like, well, we weren't going to tell the people about this, but now we're going to expose you for exposing us. So I think that's why we're getting this news about Mecole Hardman leaking the game plan.
Well, I got more questions. Man.
More questions than answers?
Alleged.
No, I got more questions about this situation.
No, alleged.
So
alleged questions. We have to say that.
When y'all played the Chiefs, was he on the Jets?
Yes.
Hey, boy. Ooh, he might have earned that trade.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. He hates us so much. He hated getting benched for an undrafted rookie so much, and out of spite, he leaked the game plan to the opponent. And remember, that was Zach Wilson's best game, even though he lost.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it, though. You already know what he leaked. He called the Chiefs up. He called the Eagles up. Listen, y'all already know the game plan. Sauce gonna be holding. That's it. It's that simple. That's it. That was the game plan. That's why the Eagles still won. But man, this is crazy, man.
First of all, no. We beat the Eagles. We lost to the Chiefs. Let's clear that up. Eagles didn't win. Which isn't that big of a deal. But
Rich is back in the super chats, man. Let me see if he put Josh Allen. I saw his name.
He did put that. Yep.
All right. Hey, I ain't done with you, Rich. It's more than that.
now you got to read it.
3-time AFC East champ. Excuse me while I run through a wall. Stop. Listen. Hey, Rich, how about this? You put the Josh Allen 3 times, so I respect that. But that wasn't it. Patrick Mahomes beat Brock Purdy. He beat a lot more, man. It's a lot more guys you can name if you go down the timeline of his Super Bowls. But I digress, man. It's all good, homie.
He's back.
It's all love, TD. Love you guys. Hashtag Bills 2020. Wait, hold on. 2075 Super Bowl champs. Okay.
2075. That's right, man. I deal with dyslexia also.
Do you guys think that the AFC's Roundtable will be alive in 2075?
Yeah, man. It's going to be the biggest thing on earth. But we're all
our kids are going to be representing.
In 2025, Richie, come on, bro. Listen, man. If you don't see the vision past 2025.
Bro, Dan, where's your mind, bro? 2075.
Oh, 20. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
dude, I feel like by that point, like they'd probably be able to copy my consciousness into AI. And that's what's going to be hosting this damn show.
You ever watched the show Westworld?
A Danobot.
Yeah, I did, as a matter of fact.
That's what that show's all about. Copying consciousness into AI. Sorry, TD, it's a little too advanced for you.
No, Richie, it's not that advanced. I just want to be able to sit here and let my thoughts run the show.
What'd you just say, TD? Say that again.
Just want to be able to sit here and let my thoughts run the show. Let it produce it and everything. So,
are you guys gonna get a Neuralink? Yeah. You're gonna get the Neuralink in your brain so you can like move the cursor of the mouse with your thoughts and like.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
We can like put super chats on the screen with our brains. Like we're using the Force in Star Wars.
Richie, they ain't putting nothing in my body, Richie. I'm trying to make it to 100, Richie, and then I'm good. 100 years old.
What do you mean, bro? It's gonna make you live to 200.
Richie,
that's what they're saying.
Bro, I'm gonna remember this day, Richie, because when I'm 65, I'm gonna be like, man, look at this commercial, son. If you got the Neuralink, you could be attached to this side effect.
65, bro. It's coming out now. That's happening right now.
I'm talking about 25 years from now when I'm watching that commercial. Anybody who got the Neuralink back in 2024, just remember you could be compensated if your loved one is no longer here. All of that. I'm straight.
I'm helping out my kids then. There I go.
There we go.
Setting them up for the future.
It's a class action suit. They're going to give you $5 in a free CC's meal.
You know what? That is one McFlurry they have now that they wouldn't have had before. So
it's true.
Helping my kids.
I'm not going to lie. That does scare me. I am someone who loves science fiction movies, and I've actually had a science fiction film idea in my brain for years, and it has something to do with like chips and brains, and now it's coming to reality. Now, I'm obviously not a genius, and I can't pull off making a movie. All right, I just had an idea.
You're a little late for it, man. Now you let everybody know.
I can pitch you the idea, but then I don't want to scare you guys because it could be a reality.
Well, I'll make it a short film. I can't say it's gonna, be on the big screen, but
I gotta get Christopher Nolan.
I can put it in your backyard for you. That's about as good as you're gonna get.
Y'all tell me how it goes. Y'all just let me know how it goes.
Hey, I ain't getting it, bro. Based off what the movie I've always dreamt of making is about, it's exactly what's happening, and it's scaring me. It's scaring me, but we're not going to go into that because we're not. This isn't a horror, dystopian future
trying to make a movie?
Podcast. I am. I would love to. I have an idea.
Would you be interested in casting me?
Dan, Dan, I was an actor for more than half of my life.
I'll play a Neuralink here,
Colby.
I
think Colby would be a good actor.
Who would you cast?
I did some commercials, modeling shoots. I was in New York for the longest time doing auditions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I actually
Colby's
know
got
somebody
that
famous. I know somebody famous too. Someone like really famous. You know Sabrina Carpenter?
Sabrina Carpenter.
She's like a big singer. I think she's like opening for Taylor Swift now, but she's like she was like on Disney and all this different crap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, grew up with her. She used to bully me.
She used to bully you.
Wait,
yeah, dude.
Ooh, what the hell?
So wait,
yeah,
Sabrina who?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh shit!
She
I
used
know
to
her.
bully you? Yo,
Yeah,
why,
dude.
man?
She was like friends with my sister, and they like danced together. And she just would come over to my house, and she would just pick on me. I thought, I had the biggest crush on her as this little 6-year-old. So I was like, please keep doing it. I'm fine.
Yeah,
How old
she
is
just
she?
liked
How-
you.
She's like 20 something. She's like 4
She's
years older than
24.
me. 3. Yeah. She's like, she's actually
Man.
2-3 years older than.
She's younger than me.
Who are you talking about?
I gotta slide in, Sabrina.
Sabrina
Just be like, yo. Just be like,
Sabrina.
yo, remember this kid?
She's only
know
got
her,
33. She's only got
Yeah.
33 million. 33 million on Instagram.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
Sabrina,
She's
my
not that
cousin,
famous.
man. That's my cousin.
TD.
No, my Neuralink cousin. Yeah.
My Neuralink
So, you know-
cousin.
So, you know,
Well-
Richie, like I have been told, all right, that I would be the perfect fit for like a 90s teen movie antagonist.
Damn,
Like the
can you
bully
act-
in a 90s teen movie.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
I've
would.
been told that
man.
I would fit that great.
You
Can
would
you act-
fit that so well.
All right.
It's kinda
so,
scary.
So if like your movie takes that sort of like 90s high
Nah,
school like movie,
my
I'll
movie
shave
is-
and I'll be the bully.
My movie's a futuristic science fiction film.
Dan was in Greece, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you mean? I was in Greece, man. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
man.
was the paper boy.
All right, getting back to topic, habitual line stepper with the $5. The road to the Super Bowl starts now. Out of all the AFC East reps, how confident are y'all in your GMs? I know none of y'all GMs are better than EDC. Ravens.
What's EDC?
Isn't that like music or something? EDC?
No, that's I mean,
Eric
EDM, never mind.
DeCosta?
That's EDM. That's EDM. That's my bad.
Eric DeCosta? I mean, what did he say?
well, how do you feel about your GM?
I don't like
Eric DeCosta. Yes.
I don't like my GM. I just admire him. I admire his ability to survive.
I like my GM, but unfortunately, we haven't won with him, so it's like hard to
Well,
justify.
yeah.
Like, I love everything he stands for. I love his philosophy of building like this through the trenches, and he's done a phenomenal job building the defense. And he's done, that historic draft with Sauce, and like that was all Joe Douglas getting that capital. Like, but it's hard to really give him a gold star without one winning season, and he's entering his 5th year. So, a lot's to prove with Joe Douglas. How about you, Dan? You like your
Oh yeah, he's
GM?
getting serious now. He said Terminator mode.
I am in Terminator mode. I mean, listen, here's the thing. I think that Brandon Beane is currently the best GM in the AFC East. I will stand by that. Obviously, we still have a lot to learn about what the Patriots guy is going to bring to the table. But, I mean, really just looking like at his overall draft record, his free agency moves. I mean, obviously, he's not going to hit on each and every single one of them, but I think he wins a hell of a lot more than what he loses. I have all the confidence in the world in Brandon Beane. I think the question needs to be, do I trust Sean McDermott and the coaching staff of getting the most out of the pieces that he is providing this roster? That is where I am at.
Dan,
So a
that
GM
was
and a head
like
coach
that was like
conversation is-
Shakespeare, bro.
It's
Sorry.
beautiful.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
great.
Thank you. I'm on one right now.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Thank you.
Richie
I just woke
skipped
up this
the
morning and I was
speech.
just like, I am about to speak eloquently on the AFC East Roundtable.
Spoke it into existence. Respect.
Thank you.
Respect.
Thank you.
First of all, he lied. His GM ain't the best in the division. So stop.
It's definitely not Greer, so please.
He
so
better than
please tell me
yours.
who you think's
He
better.
better than yours.
Ooh,
Stop.
Ooh.
Oh my
Mr.
God. you're not-
Fu with the $10 super chat. Dan, I told you we'll see at the end of the season about your comment about the Chiefs being sorry. Are they still sorry? Uh-oh, they're coming after you, Dan.
Yeah. Worst Super Bowl champions on the face of the planet. And Mr. Tuicide, I'm glad to see that this is your 97th account.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Fu.
I can just tell by the way he types.
Well,
Dan,
we'll-
out of the way you tight.
His
We'll take
grammar
the
is
yeah.
$10.
correct though. Grammar
So
is
it
correct.
reeks of small dick energy. So I just
Oh.
knew it was him.
Richie, you did skip one. I got Rich sent the last one. Something about seriously next CBA 18 games and 2 preseason thoughts. Y'all think they'll move to 18 games?
I don't think so.
I mean, not anytime in the near future.
Yeah,
I feel
think
like-
it would take a while.
I feel like the
'Cause they
bargaining
just changed the
agreement just
restructure.
happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah.
They're not gonna rechange it.
Listen, do y'all not see what's happening to the NFL? Remember, the players were disgruntled about going to 17, right? But I
Yeah.
think the players are starting to feel the money difference. And I think that they're starting to see, because people think that the salary cap just moved up for no reason. You had COVID and all of that stuff, but now you're seeing what the impact of a 17th game also does. Despite everybody thinks it's the Taylor Swift and all of that stuff, it's also 17 games. You got a whole nother week of revenue. And now you're adding all that Peacock stuff, all the exclusive games that they're paying off the charts for. These players' salaries are going up, man. I can tell you now, within the next 5 to 10 years, the league minimum might be 1.5 million instead of the 800 or 900,000. So these players, with that understanding, they could start to get on board with adding more games, but they're just going to have to add bigger rosters too, potentially. Maybe going to 56 or 57.
So honestly, man, like I think about it. Someone told me a couple of months back that an average rugby season is like 9 or 10 months. And I'm not sure how factual that is, but a rugby season is 9 to 10 months. So what the hell, man? Start giving us,
Something.
7-month seasons in the NFL, baby.
Yeah, I think it should stay as it is. Mr. Fu with another super chat. Richie, do you believe Chiefs would actually trade for Mecole Hardman knowing he's capable of leaking game plans? Yeah,
Yes.
They leaked him to the Chiefs. Hardman is obviously a former Chief, so that he has connections there. I don't think that has any impact on the Chiefs' willingness to do it. Hardman literally reached out to Mahomes and the GM and said, come get me. And what do? They came and got him.
This was the game plan all along, Richie. This was the game plan all along. Let him go. Let him go to another team. Get the playbook. They start struggling. They trade for him right at the end of the trade deadline. They get the playbook. They get their guy back. They get some receiver help. Boom. They go and they win the Super Bowl. This was the plan all along.
Only
Clutching
the
up.
Patriots can come up with a devious.
You know what?
plan.
Sit down, TDs. Now's not the time to get me depressed. All right, man? Now's not the time. Not the time.
The funny part about this whole Hardman thing, by the way, is he's not on that podcast. He's not on this media tour. If he wasn't the lucky one for Andy Reid to call that game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl, let's be honest with ourselves. That's the reason why this guy Hardman even has a platform right now. Like, he had no impact on the Chiefs Super Bowl win. Like, zero. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Like, yes, he's literally a rotational piece, and he happened to be the one to get the game-winning touchdown. And now he's like, on the same level and has the same platform as Travis Kelce all of a sudden. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Crazy stuff these days.
all I'm
and
saying.
by the way, I was mistaken. Sounds like rugby is 18 games as well.
Dan the man, mistaken. Come on, Dan. We need better.
Mistaken. Have to be better.
A mistaken Dan Mitchell. Well,
punch
what
that like
else is
button.
going on?
Punch that like button if you can, guys. Share the video as well. This is the off season. We appreciate those rocking with us. This is usually the downtime. The real football heads are still present and accounted for. I did have a question, though. I wanted to go to Kobe here because y'all the ones with the most action, the number 3 overall pick. What are we doing in New England?
Oh, yeah. That's something I would like to
It
know
is
as
the
well.
draft combine, and we have a combine part of the thumbnail and the title, so it is a good transition, maybe getting some combine draft talk, right?
This is a very sensitive topic for me because I have stressed day after day, night after night, responding to Patriots fans who, for some reason, believe that not going quarterback 3rd overall is the correct move because for some reason there's this idea that quarterbacks, new and young quarterbacks, need to go into a system that is perfectly set up for them. There is no such thing as a perfect situation, as a perfect setup for a young quarterback. They also are trying to tell me that Marvin Harrison Jr. is the move for the Patriots 3rd overall because it's less of a chance. I don't know if you know this, but the draft is a gamble. In the draft, any player you take at any position is going to be a gamble. It is all about the coaching staff, how he is able to come in and develop. And that's the problem with Mac Jones and the Patriots. Day after day, I get depressed. I mean, that man signed my damn helmet. And he's going to be out of New England now. Like, what the frick? But it's not because that he's a terrible player. And we saw that in his rookie year with Mac Jones in 2021. But it's because they gave him a different offensive coordinator every single year he was with the Patriots. They didn't give him a quarterback outside of his quarterback coach outside of his rookie year. They didn't give him a veteran quarterback to rely on outside of his first year. They asked him to beat Tom Brady out as soon as his rookie year was done. No quarterback is going to succeed there. It's all about where he's implemented and how you slowly kind of ease him in to what he's ready for. Put your quarterback in a position to succeed. I'm also a big fan of when you draft a quarterback, sit him for a year, sit him for half a year, sit him for a full year. How many quarterbacks do we have to go back and look at that sat for at least a portion of their rookie season? And they're some of the best quarterbacks in today's NFL. I mean, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, we can go on to naming the guys that sat. I think there is a real potential in sitting your young quarterback. So with that being said, TD, I do think that you have to go quarterback third overall. You know what? Yes, it's going to be a bargain. But like I said, any player you're going to draft is going to be a bargain. And quarterback is the most important position, not just in football, but the most important position in sports. And I think the way that I go back and I look at this is Brock Purdy with the San Francisco 49ers. Now, should that guy have been a 7th round pick? No, he shouldn't have. But you can't tell me that Brock Purdy is accelerating the 49ers offense past its limitations, because he's not. He's never going to make them better than they are. He went into a situation with a top 3 tight end, with the best running back in the league, with one of the best offensive lines in the league, with 2 top 15 wide receivers. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. And with Brock Purdy, we saw in the Super Bowl him with several missed throws, right? Overthrows. Times where he could have won the 49ers the game, but he didn't. And I think when you have a quarterback that isn't able to create off script or excel the offense past its limitation, the margin for error shrinks. And that's exactly what you saw with the 49ers in the Super Bowl. If the Patriots are in a position where they can now get a quarterback, set themselves up for the future, and can excel their offense past its limitations to where they don't need a number 1 wide receiver, or they don't need the number 1 running back in the league, they don't need a top 3 tight end in the league, then that's what you need to do. It's also going to save you a lot of money if you're able to ultimately hit on your franchise quarterback. So take that opportunity, take that chance, and whether it's Drake May or Jaden Daniels, that's the guy you should be going for.
Now, here's the thing for me. And so I'm not sure
Dan,
about you guys here.
We're going to debate.
You writing on Caleb Williams?
No, because I still think that if the Pats
He's a Jet, TD. Remember?
wanted to trade up, they could for number 1 overall. I mean, I think that Caleb is going number 1 overall, regardless if it's Chicago, if Washington trades up, or if New England trades up. But I mean, putting bias aside, right? If one of those 3 QBs fell to you at the 3 spot, and I know you want to take a quarterback regardless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of those would you consider to be a reach? Drake May or Jaden Daniels? Because I like Jaden Daniels, but I have more of like a mid-first on him rather than a top 3 pick for me.
So do you just mean, like, in terms of the 3rd overall pick, which guy do I think would be a reach?
Yeah. What would you be most disappointed with out of those 3? Because one of those 3 will be available for you by the time that you pick. Which one would you be like the least excited about? Yeah,
look, in an ideal world, you have 2 quarterbacks here that you could pick from. But like I said, that's probably not realistic, and you're probably choosing with one, which is still in a great position to set your franchise up. Honestly, for me, there's none of those top 3 quarterbacks where if they select them, I would be upset. Jaden Daniels is the first player that I ultimately did fall in love with throughout this entire draft process. There is no player, not just from the quarterback position, but there is no player in this class that has improved more from a year-to-year basis. And for me, when I'm drafting a player, it's not always how are you going to impact the team week 1 as soon as you step into the facility, but it's how have you been able to develop? How have you proved to me that you've been able to develop over time and that you're a guy that I can work with? And Jaden Daniels has proven to be that guy. For me personally, I still put him as the 3rd best quarterback in this class, especially for the Patriots. I would still prefer Drake May over Jaden Daniels because I think he's a better pure passer. I think he still has mobility, but he doesn't rely on that mobility. But also the Patriots and Alex Van Pelt, who's their new offensive coordinator with the Cleveland Browns, they operated very much in the middle of the field. Jaden Daniels is very good outside of the numbers, but when it comes to operating and throwing into the middle of the field, he rarely did it, and he struggled when he did. So to me, that would be my biggest concern, is that if you draft Jaden Daniels, you're going to have to kind of change up your offensive scheme and how you want to run things a little bit, because you can't ask him to consistently throw into the middle of the field, because that's just not a great part to his game. But overall, if we go with Drake May or Jaden Daniels, I'm very confident with especially the coaching staff that they have in place, they'll be able to develop him and put him in a position to succeed.
So I like looking at this website. So this is one of my personal favorites. It's called NFL Draft Buzz. So in case anybody wants to find out strengths, weaknesses of every single prospect in here, they're there. With Caleb Williams, his weakness is that there are massive concerns that he is a one-read quarterback and he can't get past his first read.
That's fair.
Sounds familiar, TD?
Wait,
Drake
sounds
May.
familiar to who?
I said to TD.
Yeah,
I
but
said,
who are you
sounds
talking
familiar,
about?
huh?
Who are you talking about? Which player?
That's Caleb Williams. So
No,
he
no,
has
what-
issues. What?
I thought you were talking about Tua.
Oh, Tua. I was
To
talking
a
about-
hater, just being a
Tua.
hater.
Just say it. Say the word Tua, TD. Ready to go. Tua.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
Super Bowl.
Regardless. And then I think with Drake May, they just said
Ruined
that
my
like he's
joke.
like super reckless. So like he's like Josh Allen. Like he just like he's like, hey, and so I'll go ahead and I'll throw the ball down the mountains. And then I guess the big thing with Jaden Daniels is that he has a hard time just like staying put in the pocket. And he's sometimes just like, why the hell are you leaving the pocket? Sort of
Yeah,
situation.
sometimes he runs too quick. Sometimes with Jaden Daniels, you want him to be able to kind of just sit in the pocket and throw. I think it's a little bit overrated that he just kind of escapes and runs when he shouldn't. I think some people compare him a little bit to Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to be a better pure passer straight off the bat than Lamar Jackson is. What I really like about Drake May is the fact that he's become a first-round pick. He's become the consensus second quarterback in this class. And if it wasn't for, Caleb Williams, he'd easily be the first. But my favorite thing about him is that he's become a first-round pick all on his own. He never had that number one wide receiver. He never had several number one wide receivers that he was able to target, right? He's done this all by himself, as where you look at Jaden Daniels, you look at Caleb Williams, both at least at one point had at least one first-round wide receiver that they were able to target. So
like that.
Neil comes in with a super chat that I think is a great question for us to talk about.
oh man.
$5. Appreciate you, bro. What's up, gentlemen? What is the biggest free agent target for each of your respective teams? Also, who do you guys see your team drafting in the first round? So we just heard about the Patriots, where they're going in the first round. Colby, real quick, your biggest free agent target for the Patriots?
Yeah, it's really tough because for me, in terms of the Patriots and what I want to see them do, I want to see them go out and get true weapons. And Elliot Wolf, their general manager, de facto general manager, said how they need to weaponize the offense. And he just said that, I think yesterday it was. And so I want to see them go and get a wide receiver. But the problem is that what wide receiver is going to be ultimately available and on the market? Is it going to be Calvin Ridley? Is it going to be Mike Evans? Is it going to be Michael Pittman? If even one of those guys is able to hit the open market, that's the guy I'm throwing the bag to. Is I'm throwing the bag at the number one wide receiver on the market.
How
All
about you,
right,
Dan?
for me, we all know about the Buffalo Bills financial situation. It was slightly improved based off of the cap going up significantly. But I would say probably the biggest needs is that I would love to bring Daquan Jones back. I would love to bring Taylor Rapp back for some safety depth. And then like a sneaky safety that we could certainly afford that has like a huge upside, in my opinion, that I think that would fit very well in a McDermott defense is Jeremy Chin out of Carolina. Because would love him. Absolute stud. And like his past 2 years with injury, his market value is like $2-3 million for like a 1 to 2 year deal. Would love that. High ceiling and really like based off of the Buffalo Bills needs, like wide receiver, defensive tackle, and safety. That's going to be the only area where I think we can truly bring in somebody outside that would make even any sort of an impact. First round, I want a wide receiver really bad. And I know a lot of people are excited about Byron out of Texas, Murphy, but I am almost willing to bet my entire mortgage that he will not be there at number 28 for the Buffalo Bills. So I love Troy Franklin. I would love for him to fall to the Buffalo Bills. And then if Brian Thomas Jr. somehow falls to the Buffalo Bills, I would love both of those guys. I'd probably prefer Brian Thomas because he's like a yak machine, way better in yards after the catch. And then with Troy Franklin, he's 6'3", 185 pounds. Like that's a slim ass build right there. So I'm kind of nervous that he's going to get bullied at the line of scrimmage. But those two, yeah, those two are probably my biggest targets.
How about you, TD?
So So Dan, so TD, real quick before you go, Dan, I just have a quick question for you. So, you saying you kind of want more of a yards after the catch guy. I'm curious to where well, first off, do you think Gabe Davis ultimately leaves Buffalo? And if he does, do you want to see the Bills target more of a big X receiver that can be on the perimeter and catch kind of those 50-50 contested catches?
Yeah, man. I mean, I would say like the two biggest traits we're going to be looking for is that 50-50. And then also at the same time, we need Yak because we have been consistently terrible with Yak. And then Brian Thomas Jr. is the perfect prospect for that. Really just a vertical threat. Somebody out in the boundary that can take away some double teams off of Stephon Diggs. That's really all we damn need. And then just hope that Dalton Kincaid can continue with his development and move forward, man. I would be very upset if the Buffalo Bills ended up reaching for like a safety at the 28th, right? We're sitting on 10 picks right now, and we're not going to pick with all 10 picks, or we're not going to use all 10 picks. I can almost guarantee you that. So trading up is certainly a possibility, but knowing Brandon Beane, he probably won't do that until the second or the third.
TD, how about you?
Well, first, Neil and Mister, we're gonna hit the super chat in a moment, but listen, for the free agent target, we're going to get Bryce Huff. We got to get that inside information.
Oh, get out of
here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not expecting much, other than a potential Derrick Henry signing or something like that. Not expecting much in free agency from the Dolphins. We're trying to figure out how we can keep the players that we already had to begin with. But in the draft, I got to go with Jackson Powers Jackson. That's who we're trying to get, trying to bolster that offensive line. I think that's the huge investment for the Miami Dolphins long term. If he's still on the board, that's who we pretty much take. But I'm not going to rule out a quarterback ourselves. They hope to negotiate a contract with Tua, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a long process. They say it could take all the way through the summer if they can get it done. So we'll see.
I do have something about that I do want to talk to you about with Tua because I saw his projected market value and I thought it was interesting. But Neil, real quick, just to wrap it up with mine, definitely want a top tier offensive lineman in free agency would be great.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I would like actually?
Who's that?
A Patriot.
You're going to say Trent Brown?
No.
Mecole Hardman?
Mac Jones, baby. Mac Jones.
Mike Onwenu, baby. What's your thoughts of him, Colby?
Mecole Hardman is an absolute dog. I mean, this guy has inside-outside versatility.
He's already a Jet.
I mean, a right guard, right tackle. This guy's been able to do both, but he's a true Iron Man, too. Like, this guy doesn't miss games. He doesn't miss snaps. He's consistently out there. I do wonder if he's going to fit this upcoming Patriots system because they might be asking their offensive linemen in the run game to kind of move and get out into space a little bit more rather than just kind of staying there and being pure blockers. But what I will say, Richie, is that they did say that they are looking to re-sign Mecole Hardman. So what I would watch is if they cannot get that contract extension done with him, I wonder if ultimately they would franchise tag him because he is really their best offensive lineman. So that's something that I would watch.
Yeah, I've seen the Jets very, very interested in them. There's a lot of reports that's linking the Jets to him, and that's definitely the one guy in terms of free agency I want the Jets to get. But outside of the offensive line, definitely wide receiver is the top of the list for me. Calvin Ridley, I'd enjoy. Mike Evans, of course. Trading for a big fish, we shall see. And when it comes to the draft, definitely offensive tackle for me, but don't rule out. There's one player that I keep hearing getting linked to the New York Jets in the NFL draft, and it's been getting louder and louder these past few days. And I think a lot of it has to do with what they do in free agency before I can really convince myself. Like I said, we need to get Onwenu. We need to get offensive line help for me to justify this draft pick. But there's buzz around the Jets getting Brock Bowers in the draft to add a crazy weapon for Aaron Rodgers. So, like, I'm down for that, but I need an offensive line to be filled out before I get behind it. Because you look across, right? You see the Chiefs, they got Kelsey. Like a number one and number two receiver doesn't have to be two receivers. It can be number one's Garrett, number two could be a tight end, right?
Yeah. So Richie, it's really based off of our conversation earlier about the Jets having a meeting with Caleb Williams, right? Really uncovering them as a potential candidate to trade to the first overall pick, right? And I tried playing around with it on the PFF draft simulator, and I was trying to figure out what sort of package would entice the Chicago Bears to send it off to you. Okay. Now not good from the pick standpoint, because I tried giving your first 3 picks this year and your 3 picks the following year in 2025. It didn't work. However, when I tried mixing in a swap from the first overall right to the 10th, and I included either Sauce Gardner or Quinnen Williams or somebody else, I forgot. They did accept it. So I'm asking you, for a chance at Caleb Williams, which one of those players would you include? Which one of those players would you be willing to walk away from in order to get Caleb Williams on the Jets?
Oh, you're asking him to pick between his mom and his dad.
Bro,
that's what I'm saying. I thought that it would be a good conversation. And so with Jets fans as well, would you
I hate this hypothetical.
Sauce or Quinnen Williams over to the Chicago Bears with your 10th overall pick for a shot at Caleb Williams first overall?
This is I feel like this is an easy answer for me.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what are we doing? But it's not happening, right?
Yeah.
You gave him a little PTSD. He's like, it's not happening, right? Like it's not happening, right?
The Jets aren't doing that. And I'm also traumatized.
You had a meeting with him.
My man Hennessy, no more USC QBs for me. We got scarred right now. We got scarred from Sam Darnold. We're good on Caleb.
USC QBs. Oh, man.
Mr. Flu with the $10. Dan, I don't know who you thought I was, but I aren't him. Loser mentality would never die. Patriots fans always quick to accuse other teams of cheating. Say less. So, yeah, I don't think this is who you thought it was, Dan.
Yeah, he wouldn't have paid no money.
Yeah, he wouldn't have paid any money.
He wouldn't have paid no money. He tried to take the money out of our pockets. Man.
So, Mr. Fu, thank you for the generous super chats, man, because you've put $25 total dollars.
Thank you. Are you a Lions fan, Mr. Few?
Mr. Few.
Well, guys, we do have a proud sponsor that we do want to break down today right now. You guys know them very well. It's BetUS Sportsbook, and there's a lot of bets that I kind of want to get into with you guys because they got a really cool prop bets that we can break down. You can kind of predict exactly where all the top free agents or top players are going to go in the trade market or in free agency. So if you guys want to click the link, I just pin it at the top of the chat or click the link down below in the description. If you're watching a replay, you guys will receive a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500. So that basically means, guys, you open up an account, you put $100 in, you get matched a total of $225, and then your next 2 deposits after that, they give you that same deal. And a great way to support this, the channel here on the AFC's Roundtable is not only by liking the video and subscribing, but supporting the proud sponsors that just so happens to be BetUS Sportsbook. Now, if you look at the odds, I do want to get the chat's thoughts of these because we can predict where a lot of these players are going based off the odds. So Russell Wilson, you see, where is he going to play next? The favorite is the Raiders at plus 150, Steelers at plus 200. That's interesting. Alvin Kamara, if not the Saints. I think that's interesting that Kamara could be on the move. Seems like the Ravens are definitely going to be in the running back market this year. Devontae Adams, the Jets are minus 125. That's crazy for Devontae Adams, if not the Raiders, of course. Hassan Reddick, Stephon Diggs. Dallas Cowboys and the Packers leading the way with these odds. Dan, your thoughts?
Whoever wants him can have him, bro. I'm good. But he'll be a Buffalo Bill. He's not going anywhere. And if he does, cool. Have fun, my friend.
Baker Mayfield, do you guys think he's staying in Tampa?
First off, say the Bucs walk away from him, they're dumb. And so he led them to the playoffs in what was supposed to be a rebuilding year.
I mean, if he's going to hit if they're going to let him hit the market, though, it'll be interesting. Will they be able to retain, you know?
Yeah. With TD, he's going to be crossing his fingers that he has a conversation with Miami.
Listen, man, I already know they're going to be crazy with Tua, so it is what it is.
Calvin Ridley, the Jets are the 3rd favorite. Falcons number 1, Chiefs, and then Jets at plus 600. They got so many. Oh, here we go. Derrick Henry. The Miami Dolphins are plus 2,500. How likely? Wait a second. How likely are the Dolphins to get Derrick Henry? Because you should be all over this, TD.
His source is saying.
A lot of people listen, man. A lot of people have been rumbling some rumors. He even our running back came out today and say he met him at the Pro Bowl. They had a good conversation. and to congratulate him on his great season.
I feel like the player-on-player recruiting thing never comes into fruition. I feel like everyone gets excited about that. Be like, oh, dude.
Unless you're Tom Brady, no.
Yeah, unless you're Tom Brady, man. I feel like that. Yeah, it's kind of.
Well, it worked with Aaron Rodgers, but it didn't convert to winning.
This might be
he
worth
wasn't
it,
there.
This might be worth it.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers was just like the Adam Sandler of the NFL. Was just bringing his friends that like.
What a way to put that.
What did Tom Brady do?
Well, his friends actually contributed.
Well, did Tom Brady play or did he get hurt?
He played.
If Tom Brady got hurt in week 1, are those same players contributing to the Super Bowl? No. So that's what I think. That's what I say right there. I mean, it's hard to justify the friends Aaron Rodgers brought in. They obviously failed because he wasn't there. We don't know what he would have been like when they are there, if he was healthy. But guess what? Only time will tell because he'll be back. But
I think it's wild. Like, because I looked at these odds even before we came on here today, and I'm looking at them even again live here with you guys, and I think it's wild that the Patriots will have the most cap space once free agency comes around again with over $100 million, and we're like not favored to land anyone, barely top 3 to land.
Yeah, but
anyone.
that money gonna talk.
They really just are like, yeah, no one's going to New England. Damn,
Mike Evans, that's true. No one's going to. If I was a Dolphins fan, though, I'm just saying this right now. If you're a Dolphins fan and you're like confident that they have a chance at Derrick Henry, like these odds are crazy. If you put $100 down, you will win $2,500. You put $10 down, even just $10 will win you $250 with these odds. So if you guys want to put some money on Derrick Henry becoming a Miami Dolphin, you feel like that's a possibility. Yeah, it's hard to miss those odds. So we're gonna get into some of the super chats now, but after we hear a quick word from BetUS.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer: a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
Shout out to you-know-who. BetUS Sportsbook, baby. Now,
my Alex Earl light just died, boys.
Yeah, but I say, Dan, are you on Omegle? What are you doing, man? Oh, actually, they deleted Omegle.
Yeah, I was about to say there was way too many dicks on there. All right, there you go.
All right, so I'm about to pull something up. We're going to Miami Dolphins world for a sec.
No more, Dan. What do you need, Richie? The contract details?
I got it.
Wow.
So Spotrac projects a 4-year, $220 million extension for Tua, $105 million fully guaranteed, $165 practically guaranteed through the 2027 season. Damn. Your reaction if the Miami Dolphins hand Tua Tagovailoa this deal?
Where would that make him in terms of like top paid quarterbacks?
That's a great question.
What's number one?
That would be my question.
What's number one?
Would he be the highest paid quarterback?
That's $55 million annually.
I think that's why you're going to make him the highest paid quarterback. I understand that like the league's kind of changing and what we think of 55 now is going to be different in a couple of years, but like he isn't the type of guy that deserves to kind of reset the market.
Yeah, what happened is their Spotrac put these numbers up for all kind of quarterbacks today. This is just based off of the salary cap increase as well. The reality is what people need to realize is from a market standpoint, just say Tua was a $200 million quarterback, right? With the salary cap going up pretty much, what did it go up? 10%? So that means he's now a $220 million quarterback. So before, if he was worth 50, now it's 55. That's just the regular value. But the argument is, was he worth 50 to begin with? At the end of the day, this is just what the quarterback market is going to do and going to continue to do. And teams will never, this is the one position teams will never wisen up about. Only the teams that do wisen up about it will be the teams that are, really have a real chance to win a Super Bowl. Teams are going to chase the numbers that continue to rise. They're going to continue to pay out these ridiculous deals based off of the market. Because of this notion, it's so hard to find a franchise guy. So when you got one, you got to secure them. First of all, I don't think people understand what a franchise guy is. And even if they did, there's different opinions on what a franchise guy is. In my opinion, a franchise quarterback is a quarterback that you feel without a shadow of a doubt, if we do us right, we could win a Super Bowl with this guy. And he can actually be one of the main driving factors in why we do it. That's what a franchise quarterback is. Not a guy that just gets you to the playoffs every year and lose. And he's the reason why. That's not a franchise quarterback. So the Miami Dolphins are going to go with the latter definition, which is, hey, he has good numbers and, he can win some games. We just need to figure out a way how to get over the hump. And even though he won't be the reason. No, that's not a franchise guy. But I don't think he'll get this number because our general manager isn't crazy. He wants to lock Tua down for a long-term deal, but our general manager loves to do it at the right value. Now, is he tied to Tua? I kind of feel like he is, so maybe there may be some leeway here. But if you see a deal like this come out, you could just look at the Dolphins as being a team that's trying to upset teams in the AFC East every year, back to the 9 to 11 wins and first-round exit. But it's that simple. It's Tannehill 2.0.
Dan Mitchell, the Miami Dolphins hand Tua this contract. What's your reaction?
He's happy.
I mean, I'm happy, man. I feel like everybody in the AFC should be thrilled at this point. Here's the deal, man. I think that they just need to bite the bullet and they just need to ride out this 5-year option. I think that it's dumb. I think that he hasn't necessarily proven that he's going to be able to, last through this potential deal. I mean, this was the first year where he actually stayed healthy the entire year by itself, right? Like, they have, like, these cherry-picked years where they step on out. This damn light, man. I'm just going to charge it for a little bit. It's the darkness hour over here, boys, on the AFC's Roundtable.
Man, get that light, baby. I just sent you it. It's not there yet? I thought I got you at expedited hour shipping.
Dude, you know what, man? I thought so, too. But I mean, I think there's like several red flags, man. I really do. I think that, and so I'm not saying that, so what they need to do is like send over a haul for like a top 3 pick to grab somebody else. I do think that they should attempt to see if they could bring in like a JJ McCarthy, or if they want to wait for like a Spencer Rattler or something along those lines, have conversations with a Baker Mayfield. I think they need an insurance plan. And I think the only way that they can really know is that they need to make this a prove-it year for them. They really, really do. They can't just rely on these empty stat lines of leading the league in overall passing with the yak machines that are on his team. They can't rely on that, right? Or what TD just said is going to come to fruition, and it's just going to be a Ryan Tannehill 2.0. So I still am reserved, and I still believe that they should ride out the 5th-year option. Yes, it will be expensive, but I mean, it's what they got to do. There's no question about it.
Colby, what's your thoughts of this projected contract?
Yeah, look, I think the question has to kind of be when they're in the front office kind of trying to figuring out this contract and negotiating it is Tua this good, or is he a product of the environment around him? I think that has to be the biggest question going into this, because let's not forget, and this isn't to hate on Miami or Tua or whatsoever, because I think Tua is a great person. Tua is a great person off the field, but we're talking about football play right here. And let's not forget that you guys were about to move on from him for Deshaun Watson before you got him a number 1 wide receiver in Tyreek Hill. You got him another number 1 wide receiver in Jalen Waddle. Just so happens to be 2 of the fastest wide receivers in the National Football League and 2 of the best deep threats in the National Football League at that. So do you have a guy that is going to accelerate the offense past its limitations, or do you have a guy that's just putting the ball in the place it needs to be and the guys around him are doing all the heavy lifting? Because if that's the case, then he shouldn't be a guy you give this contract to. He shouldn't be a guy that resets the market ultimately. I think that's when, okay, you know what? You use that 1st-round pick on another quarterback and you get a guy on a rookie deal, a 4-year deal with that 5th-year option, and you just continue to do something like that, or you go the free agency route. Because honestly, I think Miami is one of the most quarterback-friendly places in the entire National Football League with the weapons they have, with Mike McDaniels, obviously apparently having the best facilities in the NFL. I think that has to be the question. They either have to bet on themselves or they have to bet on Tua, but it's going to take a real hard look in the mirror to kind of figure that out because, again, once you give a contract like this, it's going to really limit what you're able to do offensively and defensively. So what happens if you don't have enough money to now pay Tyreek Hill? You don't have enough money to give him an offensive line or re-sign Jalen Waddle. And what if he then takes that step backwards? He's essentially what you feared he was going to be once those weapons leave. I think that's what they have to ask themselves.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a bargain. Like, I feel like if the Dolphins gave him this deal, it's a team-friendly deal, right? I feel like it would really be beneficial for all parties. And it'd be smart for the Dolphins to ink him up. He's a great player. He led the league in passing yards. I mean, he put the team on his back against the Ravens 2 years ago from that comeback win, right? I mean, there's a lot to love with Tua. He stayed healthy. I mean, he's just proven to be a winner. And I feel like that's my favorite part of Tua Tagovailoa is that he's proven to be like a real winner, right? Stay healthy, elevate the guys around you, right? And just be a winner. So with that, I think the Miami Dolphins would be smart to extend him for that exact price.
Damn, Richie.
Yeah, man.
Damn, man. Look at that BetUS logo. That's a big logo right there, baby. That is popping right now, dude. Holy hell, that covered my whole
I'm trying to find
forehead right there. But hey, I mean, at the end of the day, folks, BetUS. Check those guys out. You know?
We love
If you think that logo is big, oh man.
Wait till you see their odds.
That 125% free deposit match they got going on over there, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Come on, TD. You know you want to. Why does True
What you doing, TD?
I wasn't lying. Why does he think I'm lying?
No, I was looking at the contract details. It's kind of ridiculous. First of all, they probably wouldn't structure it like this, but if they did structure it the way that with what you put up, this basically means they can get out of it after 2 years. Excuse me. But then in March of 2025, his 2026 salary is fully guaranteed. So they wouldn't be able to get out of it until 2026. No, this got to go. This ain't no good.
I like the layout, Rich. Thanks, man.
Your reaction was gold.
I liked it,
ridiculous, man.
Dude.
No, I almost got excited
because
I was like, oh, hold on. They could get right out in 2025. They just got to eat 1 year after the 5th-year option. But then again, this is like a projected contract. Chris Grier would never work a deal like this where he's stuck in with Tua for 3 more years. If he is, then I'm shocked at Chris Grier. The one thing I do admire about Chris Grier, he puts a lot of outs on the contracts, like after 2 years. So what does he deserve? So what does he deserve to be, right? Because I mean, that contract I'm pretty sure would put him as like the second or third highest paid quarterback in the league. Tua deserves
like top 10, top 15 money. What?
No, he deserves to play on his 5th-year option. That's it.
I'm saying if he does get a contract,
he doesn't deserve that. That's the point. It's nothing of a deserve. That's all he deserves is to play on his 5th year to prove it. Because damn, we're in a place right now where if this man comes out and bombs it in this year after giving him a big deal, we're screwed. And what if we make Tua play on his 5th-year option? He plays average and we miss the playoffs. What are you gonna say he deserves then? Even you guys.
Be released.
Now we release Tua and he's a free agent. What will he get in the open market if we miss the playoffs this year and he bombs out? Or he plays average at best? What will he deserve?
Well, what did he play this past year? Above average?
See, that's the problem with Tua. He don't spread out his trash enough. He just falls flat on his face at the worst moment in a 4 to 5 week period. And it's like, you were playing really good this year, and then all of a sudden you just bombed. So it's like, where do you meet him at? What do you call the year?
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Miami Dolphins, obviously extending for that contract is in their best interest because, again, Tua proved that he deserves all this money fully guaranteed up front. So that's where I'm at. So we'll see what they do.
If Tua was a Jet, would you be saying that?
It'd be an abomination if he doesn't get that money. The Miami Dolphins should be ashamed of themselves, actually, if they don't give him that contract.
If
that
he was a Jet, would you be saying this, Richie?
Yeah, man. You see what he does? You see the timing? You see the anticipation?
Sign Mac Jones to be your backup. Sign Mac Jones to be your backup.
Mac Jones is a Pro Bowler. Mac Jones is a Pro
Bowler. He was in NFL's top 100. NFL's top 100 the first year. He was almost offensive player of the or rookie offensive player.
You should be drafting Marvin Harrison. Build around Mac. I mean, we had Jack on here last week. I don't know if you saw it, but he's still on the Mac Jones wave. He wants Mac Jones with Marvin Harrison.
Look, I love Mac Jones, and I have like a personal kind of feeling towards him because I actually got to meet him and talk to him a little bit. So like it was a little bit of a different thing for me. But like at the end of the day, I think they screwed him over. It's not Mac Jones' fault, but at the end of the day, you can't bank on Mac Jones coming back. At the end of the day, he showed that he wasn't able to be a leader. And the fact that the locker room is like an 80-20 split between him, and there were issues with him being at the at Gerard Mayo's like press conference when he was, introduced as the Patriots' new head coach, and there was a problem with him being there. That says a lot. I don't want drama in my locker room, and if they have an opportunity to get a guy who's already going to be more physically gifted than Mac Jones is, you have to take that shot. Not to mention the fact that a rookie quarterback's rookie contract, especially with that 5th-year option, is very, very important because it gives you that window to build around the rest of the team. And that is your time to go ahead and win a Super Bowl. So if you hit on a quarterback, that 5-year rookie deal for him is where you need to go all in. And unfortunately, that's just about up for Mac Jones. Yeah.
And it's up for Zach Wilson as well. We heard from the Jets GM today that he granted Zach Wilson and his agent an opportunity to seek a trade. That was the breaking NFL news today. Definitely not breaking news amongst Jets land. We expected that. But Colby, what's your perspective of Zach Wilson in terms of his NFL career post the Jets? Like, do you think that he's a team would feel like he's good enough to even be a backup? Or is he more of a third string developed for the future? And do you see a team out there that you feel like would be smart to invest in Zach Wilson, or do you think he's just go or trash and he's not going to be anything anymore?
Well, he was a first-round pick, right? And he was a high first-round pick at that. So quite honestly, it really doesn't matter even what he did to this point. He could be even worse than he was and go through more controversy than he has, and he was still going to find a home because some team is going to say, you were a first-round pick, you were a high first-round pick, we're going to be able to get the best out of you that the Jets ultimately weren't able to. So there is going to be a market out there for him. What's the market going to be in terms of trade value? I'm not 100% sure. I think that you guys might be able to get a 6th, 7th round pick. It might be a conditional 6th or 7th round pick or a conditional 5th round pick at that. And I think kind of Mac Jones is somewhere in that same realm also, especially in terms of their contract too. But I think that Zach Wilson has matured a lot. He matured a lot in the 2023 season. He proved he was able to be more of a leader than we saw 2 years prior when he was with the Jets. So I think that he has that going for him, and maybe all he needs is a change of scenery. I do think that the Jets, especially this past year, they've kind of had a lot going on behind the scenes. There's been more drama, I would say, going on with the Jets than I think even the fan base or the players themselves would like to admit. And that can be really taxing on young players trying to develop too. So do I think that he's going to come out and be a top 10 quarterback somewhere else? No, but I think maybe he can be a bridge quarterback. Maybe he can go to the right situation because I think that's what Zach Wilson needs. He needs to go to a perfect situation that has a coaching staff that is able to develop him the way that he needs and is able to go in and sit down and just learn and develop for at least a season. And then maybe he can take over. The way that I see it, I think at best, he can take on like a Baker Mayfield role. At best, I see that being what happens. At worst, he turns into like a Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky, man. I'll tell you what, listen.
Another Jets quarterback, another bust. Go on, Dan.
I mean, Richie, you said earlier that he could be on the Rams. And I mean, we've seen the Rams revive some careers in the past. Best example is Baker Mayfield. Could we see Zach Wilson make the turnaround of the year?
I think that's the best spot for him. Sitting behind Matthew Stafford, having Sean McVay, a familiar face in LaFleur, and our quarterbacks coach Calabrese. if you're Zach Wilson, I don't know the relationship he really has with LaFleur, because there were some reports. The reason why the Jets let go of LaFleur last year was he wasn't really he just didn't do a good job developing Zach. But I also like the Vikings for Zach. Potentially, I really like Kevin O'Connell a lot as an offensive mind. I think he's an offensive mind that can get the better out of quarterbacks. Wherever, like Zach Wilson, if I'm him, I want to go to a coach that is an offensive-minded coach, right? The Jets don't have that. We have a defensive-minded coach who is a phenomenal defensive mind with a terrible offensive mind as our coach, but a quarterback that we can rely on to help him out. We'll see how that goes.
Zach Wilson. I'll tell you what. Most popular backup quarterback on the market. Famous Jameis. I think
the Jets are
Jameis as the backup quarterback for the Buffalo.
I think the Jets have the biggest quarterback need in the league in terms of backup, just based off last year. Like, we're going to be the most aggressive for a backup quarterback, and I don't even think I heard of Jameis Winston.
Would you take famous Jameis Winston?
I got so many players ahead of him I prefer. Like, give me Jacoby Brissett, give me Gardner Minshew.
Stay away.
There's another one in Sam Howell, which is an interesting conversation that I've seen linked to the Jets. That's a different type of backup.
You have to trade for him, right?
Yeah, you have to trade for him, and that's, he's younger than a lot of prospects in this draft, by the way. So that would be a potential long-term plan.
I like Sam Howell, man. I really do. I like
Me
Sam
too.
Howell. I think moving on from him is a mistake. I understand why, but he was the leading passer in the NFL for how long? Maybe if you had adequate weapons or a run game or a good offensive line, it's the same situation like the Patriots. How's any quarterback going to succeed there? Yet he still found ways. Now build around him and see what he can do.
I want someone that's backing up Aaron Rodgers that I can actually have some belief that there's a possibility of him being the future. And Sam Howell kind of has that. Having Sam Howell sit behind Aaron Rodgers at the age that he is, and even if Aaron goes down for a couple of games this season, I feel like Howell is good enough to with the weapons in the Jets defense enough to go out there and win some games. I like Sam Howell. Jets fans I'm in the minority with that. I think a lot of Jets fans would prefer Jacoby Brissett over him because he's more of an established veteran. But I'm such a long-term thinker, and I want someone young potentially. I don't know, but
how do you feel about giving up what some would consider premium assets? Because from what was reported, you're gonna have to give up a third-round pick plus in order to get Sam Howell. Do you feel we have Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to like that if we bring a guy in here that's going to replace him, especially using a third round pick and more on him, which could be assets that we could be using to give him weapons or protect him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good conversation because the thing about that is you're also trading for that cap flexibility because we're going to have for 2 years under $2 million a year. That's cheap for a backup quarterback. And it's obviously an investment in him being the potential long-term plan. Third-round pick is pricey for sure, and that's the issue with trading for a guy like him, especially that he's not proven, but he does have experience. And I just want somebody behind Aaron that I feel like could be the future of this team, even if it's a long shot. So I'm definitely more inclined, even if it costs that much from a draft compensation route, if he could potentially be the guy. I've been waiting for a franchise quarterback my entire life. Okay,
his confidence level is probably going to be at an absolute all-time low, especially if the Commanders draft Drake May. If they draft Drake May, Howell also played for the Tar Heels before Drake May really ended up taking over.
It's true.
So that little freshman kid, it's literally like that Cam Newton commercial from back. Oh yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to take your job. That's basically what's going to happen. So I mean, I hope his confidence isn't going to be destroyed.
Dan, I want you to predict. Take a wild guess. Exactly how many like buttons has been smashed on this video without looking?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to be sad about it. So I'm feeling that energy right now. So I'm going 82.
Oh.
121.
Hey, you know what? You didn't set yourself up for disappointment. You know what?
Pretty good.
That's not bad. That's not bad. But you know what? We can always be
better.
150,
baby. Let's go.
We can always be better, folks. I know there's a lot of you watching this show with your mouth slightly opened and some Cheeto crumbs on your lap, and you're not seeing that like button highlighted blue. All right? Do me a favor. Rip that hand out of the Cheetos bag. Smash that little thumbs up sign for us. Helps the boys out tremendously. Thank you so much.
So Now we're at 142 because of Dan Mitchell's soliloquy. So Dan,
Nice.
you are a man of the people.
That was it.
You're so good at just persuading. Look at that, 146.
And so I was in sales prior to YouTube.
You were in sales.
I was a sales guy for a while.
I mean, my
Did
dad
you do one of those things where you sell knives?
Oh, Cutco?
No, dude,
You know about that?
I worked for Cutco. I sold knives.
Right now?
No. Back in high
Before?
school.
Dude,
Like,
everybody in high
I made
school, like
guap.
during COVID, everybody who graduated was like, sign up for this. And then like they all stopped because they were like, it's like kind of a scam because you.
That's the thing
Wait,
about
what?
that. It feels like a scam, and then you work there and you get the idea, and it's like, wow, this is definitely interesting. I call people. I was going to people's kitchens and selling them these like luxurious knives. By the way, we're not sponsored by them right now. We're just talking.
So is this a
And-
pyramid scheme?
Yeah. And
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, I have the knives in my kitchen now, and they're really high quality. I mean, I can sell it to
You
you. I
got
mean, I was a salesman.
You're telling me right now. I'm about
I'm
to buy
selling
them.
you guys on it.
And so what are the pyramid schemes nowadays? So like right back when I was in college, there was this energy drink called Vima. It was ass. Absolute ass, bro. But dude, oh man, what's the pyramid scheme now? Interesting.
Cutco, baby. So
It's called what?
I mean, it was Cutco is the company.
Cutco.
Richie and I also don't live that far away from each other, so I'm not surprised. Kind of.
So
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
no.
were, so like you sold the knives, but like you would have to get like 3 people under you and then 3 people under them.
Well, no. I was at the base. Everyone like the reason why like a company like that sucks is because the people above you are so on your ass and won't leave you alone because they make money off the work that I do. So like all the sales I make, they make money off. So they're like pounding you.
That's
They don't
pyramid
care
scheme.
about me. They're like, yo, let's do this, do that, do this, do that. And I'm like, it's all
That's pyramid
because
scheme.
they, all the sales I make, they make commission off. So that was kind of the whole how it all worked out. But it was fun. I went to all my family members and my friends' kitchens and sold them knives and in random people's, and I quit because it sucked. I hated it. But hey, we're here today though, hosting the AFC's Roundtable.
How far are we?
Dang.
Can you imagine?
I
bro,
love
selling
that, man.
industry?
Listen, dude, you know what? To the tangled webs we weave, my friend.
I was a delivery boy in high school though, at an Italian restaurant. Your boy was whipping. I thought it was the coolest job ever.
My first job, I was a produce kid. So at a grocery store. I was 15 years old, slicing up celery, baby. That's what I was doing.
Wow.
Dude, I worked at a movie theater, and then I served breadsticks at Olive Garden. Dan knows about the Olive Garden days. Dan knows about those days. We used to talk about those.
Olive Garden. Now that brings
I
me up a
also
good
used
question.
to work at an Olive Garden. I also
gosh.
used to work at the garden.
I gotta ask you guys a
When
question.
you're there,
now.
your family.
I was a bagger at Winn-Dixie, man.
Oh, you were a bagger at Winn-Dixie?
Yeah, that's when they tipped you for bagging.
Oh, that's dope.
That's awesome, TD.
Used to make me a
Dude,
nice little
dude,
$12 a day,
dude.
baby tip.
As soon as when I got promoted to cashier, bro, I thought, dude, I felt like a fucking CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I was 16. I was like, damn, we'll be a cashier now. Damn, fool.
I gotta ask you guys a question. Everyone in the chat, where you guys are from? You're thinking you're in the mood for a nice dinner, and you're like, you know what? I'm in the mood for Italian food. So you're going to Olive Garden? Is that like the only like?
It's not real Italian food. It's not real
Like,
Italian.
is that Italian food in your guys' eyes? I'm curious because like
Dude,
I'm
don't-
Italian, so it's disrespectful to me
Don't.
if you think
yeah,
it's real
me
Italian.
too. That's why I'm
Sleep on
asking.
All right. Don't sleep on the unlimited
No.
breadsticks. All right, listen, man. Listen.
They are popping though.
I'm a
You
food
can't-
snob. And so I'm a food snob. I like good food. I do. Hence why I suggested we went to Mr. Poppy Steak while we were in Miami. I like a good dinner. But I'm not too good for a good chain restaurant, baby. I like a good chain. Like Outback, please, son. All about it.
man.
Olive Garden, dude, come on. Unlimited breadsticks. Red
Trash, yo.
Lobster.
I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry. Olive Garden is garbage. I mean, you're kidding me? Come to
Yeah.
Long Island. I'll take you to one Italian spot. You'll be like, I'm never going to Olive Garden again for the rest of my life. I mean, it's
Hold you to it.
disrespectful.
He's Italian. He's like, hey, listen, Mama Malura.
Yeah, forget about it, huh? Forget about it.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Forget
Hey,
about
I mean, come on now. I mean, if you're from Long Island, if you're from New York, nobody goes to Olive Garden. So, but it is interesting because when I do travel and I'm in other states, I see them everywhere. I'm like, do people
dude.
actually go
They're
there?
everywhere,
But yeah,
man.
I guess it's the only
They
option.
make you
so-
dress
Think
up
about
all
Olive
fancy
Garden
and all.
for salad. That's
Yeah,
all
they
I
do have
think
unlimited
about.
salad.
Salad
or
dressing's pretty dope over there.
Let me tell
I'll
you,
be
it's
honest
just
with you, man.
prepackaged.
Like, and so I think about it. Like when I think about Red Lobster and Olive Garden, I think like the only stuff I truly enjoy are the things that come right to the table prior to that are complimentary.
Oh, you're the
Very
worst
fixed.
people, man. I hated serving you, man. You were the worst guy.
Dude,
Can I
I
just
still
do like
order
the
an
unlimited
entree. I
salad
still
and
order
bread,
it.
and then
Dude.
make you refill it 12 times and then tip you $3? Like, get the heck out of here, man. You
Hey,
are
bro,
the
I'm a
worst
fat
kind.
tipper, dog. I'm a fat tipper.
Oh, you know what? I'll serve you any day, then, Dan. I will serve you any day. You let me know
Olive
when and
Garden,
where.
baby. Shout out, hey man, when you hear your family, just like the AFC's roundtable.
That's what the name tag says. But everybody talk crap behind the scenes. So we were not family.
You know what, Dan? When we went to Miami for a business meeting, it was steak. When we come to New York next time, we're going to an Italian restaurant, baby. That's where we're going.
Dude, I'm fine.
We're
with
gonna
that.
we're gonna wine and dine.
Next year's the street.
Pasta. They got steak at Italian restaurants, right?
What's wrong with pasta,
yeah.
TD?
Dude.
Carbs,
Olive
man.
Garden.
Carbs.
Carbs
I mean,
on top of carbs.
Hey, you don't just have to get pasta. You got a lot of different options.
No, I
brother.
know.
You got
I'm just
appetizers, you got
teasing.
sides. I mean,
And so you
Don't
can
get me
get,
started.
you know, yeah. It's the veal picante.
New York.
New York
yeah,
is the
worst case
heart
scenario,
of the
next-
world of food culture. So we got
Next
everything. baby.
business.
I get a
next-
pie in New
Yeah.
York. You know, I get a pie.
So next
pie.
trip we go
Pizza
to,
pie.
yeah, next trip should be in Manhattan. All right. And
Come
so we'll
on,
start off
baby.
with a very modest
on
dinner.
home.
Richie's
And
home.
so we'll start off with a very modest dinner at Nobu, of course, in the company.
I would love to
called-
take you guys out on Long Island though. That's my home. Like I don't live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
But your boy's right close to it. But I would love to
Listen,
bring you guys to Long Island too.
I can't go out with you fellas anymore, man. Y'all too rich for my taste, man.
No.
Hey, don't put me in that category, TD. You know who.
Okay, you're right there.
Who, me? Nah, dude.
Oh my gosh, man.
We were planning our dinner, and Dan's like, "We're going to Poppy Steak," and TD's like, "Why can't we go to Wendy's?"
Wendy's was a joke. I wanted to go to Casablanca, but hey, listen, Dan took us to
I'll take you to catch.
But it was a cool spot. It was a good spot. I will say that
It was
a
good
really
steak, man. We had the bone marrow too.
I
I like that bone marrow.
Yeah, I didn't try it, but everything
I got the
else,
red grouper though. I will say that was my first time having grouper, and I know that's a Florida fish. That was delicious. That was my first time having grouper. That was great stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna do a lot of fun things in New York.
getting hungry.
Whenever that does happen. I'm getting hungry. We should turn this into a food show. This is
or
fun.
Richie next time.
Reviews.
On Richie, come on me. But the reality is, we should kind of change, or just plant a segment on the show where we talk everything but football.
Yeah, man.
Everything but football. And
We
that
should
was
make that
the,
a name. That should be the title, guys.
the
Would you be
segment is
interested in everything but football show
Yeah.
or everything but
That's
sports?
Table Dine and Dash.
Once every 4 weeks, we could just do a whole different show, man.
What we've
It's
been
a great
eating lately.
segment. It's a great segment. It's called Anything But Football. And we have the live chat.
We cook up a little bit. We cook with the East. Cook with the East. There you go.
Oh my God.
I got the Blackstone out. We can do a whole. If we're all in person, we can have a live show while cooking.
A cooking show.
A cooking show.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
we
a
do a
chef,
cooking
bro.
show.
I
We
cook a
promote
lot.
the knife.
I love cooking.
Oh man,
we'll reach out to Cutco for a deal, bro. I should do that. Be like, hey, what's the deal? Let's get
to work for you guys. I was just wondering.
Let me get a promo.
Cutco, what up?
Once a year.
A Cutco promo.
Roundtable dining reviews.
I do want to make a roundtable movie.
No,
show.
that's dope though, Richie. Roundtable reviews. Yeah, the future. You got to put that down for the company right there.
Food reviews or any reviews?
We can have roundtable food reviews, roundtable movie reviews, roundtable. Hey, that's
No,
not
what
gonna
would
lie.
be dope? Yeah. One series which would be cool that I think that we maybe not next year because it's definitely going to cost a lot of money, but pick somebody in the company and send them to every single tailgate in the NFL. Vlog the entire thing and
Ask some
rate the
questions
experience.
to
We're
the
just having a
fans.
brainstorm roundtable sports session right now. Let's do it.
Yeah, y'all part of a business meeting now.
Yeah, you're getting behind closed doors.
30
Gobble-
tailgate
Where's the
protection.
gabagoo? Hey.
As you all know, I have been open about how much I love movies, and I'm actually considered making a review of Dune 2 because I'm such a nerd.
Dude, I heard Dune 2
I
is
love
sick.
movies.
That's dope
I know, I'm
because
seeing-
I
I'm
can't
seeing it
wait
tomorrow night.
Yeah,
And so I haven't even seen Dune 1. Should I just skip
bro,
it?
isn't it on?
Masterpiece.
Isn't it on like?
It's not
isn't
Netflix.
it on?
It's on Max.
on
I think.
Netflix.
They're getting rid
It's
of
on
it
Netflix.
on.
It's leaving on
I'm
Netflix soon. If you're into science fiction, like it is an absolute epic. And part 1 is basically the appetizer, and part 2, what we're about to see, is about to be the main course. Like that's like it's basically
It's 2 hours
It's-
and 46 minutes.
it's basically the book. So it comes from a book, right? I actually have the book right here. I mean, come on, I told you guys I don't mess around. Dog. What do you think this is? Come on, I got the movie version of the book right here. Look how thick this is. So the
Damn,
part 1, Dan.
big.
And this is the movie version. This book was written in 1960.
It's got a couple C's right there, baby.
So the first movie is the first half of the book.
Yeah, but you say you're going to see
Second.
it tomorrow. What do you mean
Bang.
going to?
I'm going to see it in the movie
Like
theaters.
the movies? Like he's just going to movie theater. What do you mean?
He's driving to the theater and he's gonna watch it.
Oh, it's not like streamed.
Oh, what? This
No,
is
it's
a
in the
movie you
theaters,
have to
yeah.
see in IMAX.
Oh,
Full
Dolby's even
experience.
better. You can get it in Dolby. Life changing.
Well,
So it
IMAX
comes-
is
I
what's
thought it
formatted
came
for
out on-
IMAX.
So you're doing early release or something? Because I thought it came out on the first.
Yeah, so usually when big movies like that come out, the first screening is the day before on Thursday. So I'm going to the
Yeah.
early
Got it.
release. But
And
on
it's
like
freaking packed in
they
there.
promote it. If there's an this movie is literally formatted and was shot with IMAX cameras. And if you've never been to an IMAX theater, look up if there's one near you. That's what you want to see. It's going to be the most grandiose experience of your entire life. I mean, I can go on and on and on about that.
It's like this. It's like the Sphere. It's big in there. Let me tell you.
It's
It is
huge. The
big in
screen
there.
is massive. It's louder than anything your ears have ever comprehended. And it's basically like this generation of like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars back in the day. Like, we got to start a movie.
Dude, I'm gonna watch
movie
them.
channel.
We need the Fantastic Four movie to drop already. That's what I need. I've been waiting years for that one. The new one, the
New
MCU version,
Fantastic
though.
Four.
Damn. All right, dude. We got Glenn. Oh, by the way,
Jessica Alba,
with
bro.
the Fantastic Four, I guess it's gonna be set in the '60s or something. I'm a big Marvel nerd too, bro.
Dude, I'm a bit. You kidding me? I got the glove right here.
Oh, you got the Thanos glove?
Well, I'm a Marvel junkie too. Richie, is
I got the
IMAX
Tony
or
Stark
D-Box
art
better?
right here.
IMAX.
Okay. Cool.
Make sure
Damn.
you go on Fandango, and that's where you buy your tickets. Look up IMAX
right.
Theater.
Already see it, bro.
We got Glenn coming in saying, Dan, don't blame the receivers for yards after the catch. Blame Trash Allen for not throwing receivers open. The receivers right after the catch. Neil is saying, would the Pats trade for Diggs? And how
No.
much?
No, I mean, like it'd be cool, but the Buffalo Bills are never gonna trade in division. It's never gonna happen. They would have to be the
Probably.
only team willing to give up something.
Izzy is coming in saying, Roundtable dine-in reviews. Look at that. And then they call it Dine and Dash. That's the show. Hey, yo, thank you. We got Hennessy saying, speaking of reviews, where are your hot wings, DD? Damn.
Oh!
You forget that.
We
I'll
got to
tell you
wait for
what.
us to be in person, I guess, for that.
We keep
Say it
forgetting.
wasn't for the chat, like I would have forgotten about it. So I appreciate the chat always reminding us.
We got to make it a big event now, man.
We're gonna have to, man.
For sure.
Thanks, Zachary.
It was Henny.
No,
was
I'm
Hennessy.
saying Zachary was reminding them in the chat.
I'll fly out to Florida when the next Avenger movies drops, and we can all go see it together.
Let's do it.
Nice. Richie's
Football
not about-
season is truly over when y'all are talking about subjects very interesting, fellas. Hey, I'll tell you what. I will tell
Everything but sports, presented by Roundtable.
everything but
Come on, to be honest, we talk about this sport like year round.
Next
Like, let's
segment.
branch out. Let's talk about Dune. Let's get lost in the beautiful universe.
And
So
so we're
we're gonna
launching a
have a
new
feeling circle.
segment. And so we're launching a new segment called Should I See a Doctor? All right.
Anybody into Avatar: The Last Airbender? Anybody watch the Netflix new
I
Avatar?
love the rides at Disney World.
No, not that.
Oh,
Avatar.
now that's dope. Hey,
The Last
Cole,
Airbender.
hey, the Avatar
Oh,
at Disney is
If
legit.
you're talking about
bro.
Disney and
Like,
CD,
like
please,
changing.
man, that's a show by
Hey,
itself.
it's the realest thing you gonna ever be in. I'm telling you, bro. The
Okay.
one at Disney, the Avatar ride, I ain't gonna lie, that blew my mind. It actually
You ride a
like,
Banshee. It's crazy.
Were you paying attention to all the little detail stuff? It's
Yeah,
crazy,
dude. It's
man.
beautiful. You feel like you're there.
Man, it's wild, man.
Man.
When I left, I said I want one of these at home. Like, could you imagine
You want the
having
Avatar
that?
ride at home.
Bro, you don't get it. It's not like it's you don't
Yeah.
understand.
After
You
a
gotta
long
go.
day of work, I'm gonna go ride a Banshee real quick.
Hey,
Damn.
man. So it's funny because I was referring to a completely different Avatar, The Last Airbender. But
Oh.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
but you when
I-
you brought it up.
I do love that Avatar as well. I love both of them. But yeah, because I'm just curious if anyone watched it because it just came out on Netflix.
I haven't seen it yet.
Did you watch the cartoon growing up?
I did. It was always on TV, so I was like, gotta watch it.
Yeah, same. But now that's out. Your kids watch Avatar TD?
No, not at all.
The cartoon one?
Don't even know what it is.
You should. If I told
Alright,
myself
well-
whenever I have a kid one day, that's the first show the first show I'm showing them.
Well,
First
I'll
show
be
I'm
sho-
showing them.
I'll be showing them start next year. I said I'll wait till Cam to get 7, and then I'm gonna start showing them Dragon Ball Z. That's it.
I'm gonna
That's
show my
what-
kids
Yeah.
Big Time Rush.
Dragon
Start
Ball.
'em right.
There you go. Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z,
Ball and
Avatar,
Dragon Ball Z.
all those types of shows. Like Avatar is great because it's such a deep show for kids, but it's like it makes them follow. I don't know. I'm just like impressed. I'm watching it as a mature 25-year-old. I think I'm mature, right? I don't know. Am I still immature? And I'm like impressed. I'm like, this show's like not meant for kids. I'm enjoying this. And I watched this as like a 7-year-old and enjoyed it. I don't know. It's cool stuff. But we got Patreon members coming in though. You excited for that?
Let's go. Who we got?
What do you want first?
Come on, Andy.
Nope. Andy's not there.
Oh, Andy missing in action.
I'm sure he'll show up.
Andy's missing in action. I haven't seen Casket in a while either. What's Casket up to these days?
The cell. Cell in the house.
Guess who it is?
So.
We know.
I'm gonna say like F off with the song. How you guys doing tonight?
Great,
Yeah.
great.
What's up?
Did TD teach his way out of the hot wings again, or did you guys did it that time?
I just forgot, man. We can get into it.
Yeah, you forgot, huh? You forgot. You forgot. It's a simple forget. It's a simple forget. Like forget.
I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna back out though.
Oh no! I know you'll do it. It's just a matter of like like 10 years up to do it. Oh my God! What the fuck? And I will say this: I got a player comparison to Tagovailoa. I just figured this out.
Talk to me.
I just figured this out. And I know as soon as I say it, TD is going to be looking at me very, very like, what the fuck? But he reminds me of a Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Don't you dare disrespect Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Just in a
Don't you dare
sense,
disrespect
like he's like
Fitzpatrick.
especially when he was with us with the Jets, because we were like flaunting over, oh my God, Ryan Fitzpatrick actually he was doing very good for us a couple of years for like 1 year, but they'll always find a way to like he'll get his money, but then the next year after you give him the contract, you start seeing like the stuff like, no, he's doing this. No, he's doing that. We gave him that money. No. No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if you give him that contract now, you're going to just start every single one of your Miami Dolphins fans are going to start looking at all his faults and be like, oh, we give him that money. Oh, no. Shit. Oh, God. Oh, God. We give all that money just to do this. Oh, God. So I would say don't do it, but for us AFC East opponents, do it. Do it.
Mm.
Do it.
What do you got to say to that?
Listen.
Nothing. It's the same thing. If you're not a
Like-
Dolphin fan, you want it to happen. If you are a Dolphin fan, well, half the Dolphin fans want it to happen. So it's just weird. We got to deal with it.
I'm surprised it's half, to be honest.
Ryan
with you.
Fitzpatrick, those stop. Lissell.
Yeah. Don't disrespect Fitzmagic like that. Glenn, what's up, man? Glenn.
Hey, hello. How y'all doing?
How you doing, man?
Great.
Hey, Kobe, you doing that draft still? Roundtable draft?
Yes, sir. We will be back tomorrow with a mock drafts with trades. Me and Ryan will be back there tomorrow.
Okay. Because I
Yes,
haven't
sir.
seen you online. It hasn't popped up lately.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out the schedule a little bit, but Glenn, you
Okay.
letting me know you want more? We're gonna make sure we pop out more just for you.
Okay. Hey, how much is Richie? How much does Wilson get this year?
Zach Wilson?
Pay-wise? What,
If the Jets,
$8 million?
nah, if the Jets trade him, they free $5.4 million in cap. So I mean, he's on a rookie deal, so he's not that
Yeah,
expensive.
but somebody has to pay him that $8 million.
No, they don't have to take that 5.4 and
If you
I'm pretty sure.
trade, you have to pay him. You still pay him.
Yeah, of course.
You might have to give somebody a second round to take them.
Well, it's not 8 million, so we'll
Hey,
we'll
I'm
see.
checking it out now.
Hey, let's get this square, Dan. You can never say that a win-loss is a quarterback stat. Never say that again.
We got him. You were there, Glenn, when we got him in cold blood.
Yeah,
Well,
he got me.
He does it again. He does it again on his when he podcasts. He
Yeah.
says it again. He
Poor
keeps
Dan.
saying it. It only matters if it affects Trash Allen.
And so
If
let me
it
feel
doesn't
safe on my own show, man. Let me feel
Hey,
safe on my show, man.
You know what? I was thinking about it. Maybe if I'm Tua, I'd say forget the deal. Let me bet on myself. And the reason why is because he's been in the league first. The first year he came in, they said he wasn't that accurate. He improved that. They said he couldn't throw long. The next year he improved that. Then last year he could not stay healthy. Well, he proved that. What happens if he does processing this year? Now, if he has everybody thinks that if he has a bad year. What happens if he has a great year, he wins MVP, and he gets Miami to the AFC Championship round? Then what?
Well,
Now you're paying a man $60 million a year.
well, Glenn, you got to look at it like this. Nobody's saying that because they automatically assume they're going to sign him, so they don't have to worry
Yeah.
about. They don't have to worry about if he plays well. So since
remember,
we're going to sign him,
Yeah.
all people are just worried about what if he doesn't play well, and there is zero evidence to suggest that he's going to have that kind of season, Glenn. MVP and all this and that.
No. But what I'm saying is there is a chance that he could do that because he was in the MVP race this year.
Okay, what if Zach Wilson does that this year?
Well, come on.
What if
Get
Mac
serious.
Jones does it this year
Hey.
for the Patriots?
Yeah.
Well, he won't be here
But-
to see it. But...
What if
Hey,
Baker's an
there's-
MVP for the Bucks this year?
Hey, you want to know something? I did the Bet US, and I did put the three people I put on was Tua. I bet $100 on Jared Goff and $100 on Jacksonville quarterback
To do what?
Trevor?
to have MVP.
Oh,
Those are probably good odds.
I was about to say.
Those are it's like 4,000
Those odds are
for
probably
Jared
stupid.
Goff.
Yeah.
Hey, and here's the
Especially
thing. I seen y'all's picture.
Trevor.
This is my last thing. Hey, I seen your picture. And when you guys are eating and you're eating at a table, always have a plate in the smallest person in front of the smallest place. Don't take a picture with no plate in front of him. It looked like you guys ate 3 or 4 times and he was full like 2 hours ago.
Who was full? Me?
Yeah. You didn't have no plate in front of you, and they all
It
had
was
plates.
expensive. It was expensive. I was the only one that ate, Glenn.
We ate so good. We ate too good. Okay, like
Yeah, but you look like you were done like an hour ago, and they were still eating.
oh, I didn't expect people to have film breakdown reviews on our picture at Bobby Steak.
No, we
What?
took that picture when
It's
they
funny.
just came
I
and
seen
took
that
most
picture
of
and I
the stuff.
said, "Did Richie even get to eat?"
Yeah, they
Nah,
because
nah,
the busboy came and took my plates, and then that's when we asked the waiter, "Can you take a picture
Well,
for
because
us?"
you were already done. They were still eating on steak and stuff. Had bones up
That's
in their
their
plate.
fault because I eat fast.
had to savor that.
He's watching
Richard.
his figure. He's watching
Glenn,
his
we
figure.
appreciate you, man.
Just make sure that the smallest guy on the table has a plate in front of him when the picture's taken.
Hey, next
That's
time
a
we know.
rule.
Noted. I
Hey,
mean,
I'm a big boy. I know that rule.
appreciate it, Glenn. I don't know. Was I the smallest at the table, or was that Borna? I guess we're the same.
You and
People
Borna
say
about
me
the
and
same.
Borna look alike.
You look like you could be brothers.
I think y'all could be
Siblings.
related.
Yeah, that
can see
photo
that.
of us, people were
Yeah,
like
related, I
swiping
would
up
say.
on my Instagram, like, "Yo,
You got a
This
bro?
is you.
Is that your,
it's your cousin. Is
yo, is that your cuz, dude?
that your brother, bro? Nah, bro, it's Borna. You don't know who Borna is? Shout out Borna. All right, we got
Shout
two
out.
more to go.
Is it?
What up, man?
What up, bro?
Not too much. How you doing?
Hanging out, man. Living the dream. How about
Good
yourself?
stuff, man.
Same here. Got the son here,
Yo,
What up, bro?
and my best friend here.
Yo,
What up, man?
Living the life.
welcome
Yeah.
to the AFC's Roundtable.
Hey, they're being extra quiet because they know I'm on the show. That's respect. See?
Love that, man.
Yeah. So the combine's coming up, man.
Tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow, and then all the interviews for the GMs and the coaches took place, and Sean McDermott, looking as chipper as ever. Brandon Bean looking a little bit stressed with the looking less stressed now that the cap is 255 instead of 240 something. That's pretty crazy. So glad about that. I know the Dolphins are too because they got so much. They're so much over the cap too. So I'm wondering how you feel about that, TD. What do you think about the cap being as high as it is?
It's good. I mean, it gives a little more flexibility, but hey, let's see how our general manager, how he navigates it. It's gonna be tough, bro.
Yeah, I don't envy you for your GM. I tell you that. That dude sucks. He's horrible, but man, it's gonna be an interesting combine because a lot of these players, where they're slotted right now, in the first round or second round grades, the movement's going to be pretty wild after the draft or after the combine. Players shifting into the first round, out of the first round. You're going to have some guys who were looked at as a certain position in the draft, and now they're going to move. That's going to be a lot of fun to really do mock drafts post combine.
Get the numbers too.
Yeah, you can see the speeds, the 10-yard splits, the bench presses for the big boys. And some of those deceiving ones, like DK Metcalf had a really bad shuttle drill, but then all of a sudden turned into DK Metcalf. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, man. Best time of the year.
Yes, sir. As well, I mean,
receiver in the first.
I want a receiver in the first if the right guy is there. I don't just want any receiver. So if I like Troy Franklin, I like AD Mitchell. Keon Coleman's starting to grow on me. I know he only had one good year, but he also only had a quarterback that was any good for 1 year. So I don't know if I can really blame him because he's a wide receiver. So he's completely dependent on the play of his quarterback. And so Jordan Travis getting there this year and him finally being able to show what he can do with a good quarterback. Keon Coleman's a guy I like. My buddy here, he likes Xavier Legette, but I see him as like a. I see him. If we go second round receiver, I'm down for that. But
take him.
If he's there in a second and we don't get a receiver first round, and we take like a Tavondre Sweat or a defensive end of some sort, then give me that guy in the second round.
Coleman's dropping, so he could be there for you guys too. So yeah, he's not his draft stock lately is just plummeting. So he could be there for you guys.
We'll see what the combine does for him though.
Exactly.
If he goes out there and he runs a 4.38, like his numbers are going that way.
Going right back up, yeah.
So yeah. But guys, it's been a pleasure. I know you guys got one more and y'all want to get back to your day. So I appreciate you guys having me on again.
Thank you, Bills. Glenn.
Go
Hey,
Bills.
Glenn, what the fuck?
I know. Sorry, Glenn's still in my head, man. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
And gabagoo.
Hey, check your
Salute to you,
messages, Dan. I sent you something. It's not happy, but it's there.
Who, me?
Yeah, he said check it out. All right, final one. Andy.
What's going on, boys?
TD,
What's
you're
up,
muted.
bro?
Yeah, for whatever reason, I didn't get a notification when you first put the thing in, so I was a little late.
I knew you'd show up right when he said Andy's not coming. I'm like, no, he's coming.
I was like,
He's
who
coming.
said I'm not coming?
I knew you were coming.
How them bitch boys doing, Richie?
That's
How
why I
the
knew you were coming.
Dude, actually, man,
Rich
that's
boys
actually a really good merch idea. All right, let's hit up our merch guy and have the same Jets font, but instead of the word Jets, it just says "bitch boys."
I like
I'd buy
it.
that.
I
Bitch
see you got
boys.
a real Patriots fan on here this week instead of that bum from last week.
He's not a fan of Jack, I see.
Jack, yeah, he's not a fan of Jack at all, dude.
Who?
Jack.
TD, keep your wide receiver away from women, for Christ's sake.
Bro, we
Yeah,
trying.
oh,
man.
Tyreek.
Bro, we tried. He said, bro,
tried.
we tried.
Try a little harder.
The dude always got something.
Dude,
The
Tyreek
women or a child burning down a
allegedly
house.
Hill. Tyreek allegedly Hill. That's his name, man.
Allegedly.
He broke some woman's leg or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. If you want the full
Arm.
breakdown of
Yeah,
what
she was-
happened, go check
oh, yeah,
out the
she
huddle
was
today.
owning him. Oh yeah, she was owning him in one-on-one drills. Apparently.
Oh, my gosh. I could not believe that story. So definitely go check out today's episode of the huddle for the TD broke it down play by play.
How about Cam Newton?
That was great. I loved
was-
every second. The fact that you
How-
tried to jump Cam Newton is absolutely insane. That dude wasn't phased. His hat stayed on the whole
I
time.
was about to say,
that was the best
his
part.
hat stayed on the whole damn time. They
The
couldn't
whole
even
time,
take his
dude.
hat off.
That was the best part. He was taking on two dudes, just like stiff arming them. Like, this doesn't
Freeze
even
him.
phase him. That was great. I loved it.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Get him back in
Cam-
the NFL just for that reason.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you are.
You are frozen. You know what? We can still hear you.
Well, Andy, anything else you want to say, my man? Anything nice, maybe?
I said I hope you guys were all doing well, did I not?
That is
That-
true.
He
That
did.
is a nice thing
He
to
did
say.
That is true.
You're like King Lowski. Now we got the pleasantries out of the way, and then you just go to our things.
Now we got
That-
the
that-
pleasantries.
I don't hate any of you. I just hate the teams you root for outside of Dan, obviously.
That's fair.
Well,
That's fair. I
yeah.
That's
understand, man.
respect.
Hey, man.
Other than that, I feel like we'd all get along just fine.
Best friends, yeah.
We will, and we're gonna meet you one day, hopefully at an event this year.
Yeah, if you can you come here, I'm definitely going to be there.
The goal right now is to go to every city, but we shall see. Every stadium is the goal,
Round table tour.
including around Buffalo.
And I'll be looking
Roundtable
forward
tour.
to that draft content, Kobe. I like how you guys go back and forth with it.
Man, I really appreciate that. Thank you. We're gonna try to get maybe a little bit more content out than just one a week. I'm trying to talk to Ryan and see if we can figure something out.
Draft
like
round
even if
table,
like
baby.
it's not just like a mock draft, if it's like top 10 positions and stuff, that'd be good too.
We even talked about that. We even talked about like doing like a top positional needs for each team heading into the draft or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we
for
have
sure.
a big plan for a big video to stay tuned for. That's gonna
Yeah, I'm
be
excited for that
sick
one.
on the draft roundtable. So stay tuned for that. Andy, we appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for the support as always.
Yeah, you guys have a good week.
You
too,
too,
buddy.
bro. We got 2 callers asking for more on the draft roundtable. How about that, Colby?
How about that? I wasn't expecting that. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
gotten a
Dude,
lot of
listen,
love.
man, I'm a
from,
big
like,
fan. I'm a
videos.
big fan of the draft round.
Listen, guys, if you don't
thanks,
know what the
man.
draft
Definitely
roundtable
will.
is, we do have a YouTube channel. This is supposed to be the mother channel of everything, which is Roundtable Sports. And like Colby is the face of it with Ryan. And it hasn't been the production and the quality of the analysis and the content matched in with the views. It doesn't make sense. Now, it's all YouTube algorithm stuff. That's why we don't have a lot of subscribers, a lot of traction on that channel just yet. But if you guys want to go support the draft roundtable, Colby is your draft expert, mixed in with Ryan, Jets Talk 24/7. I'll link Roundtable Sports' channel right now in the chat for you guys. This is something that we have been building, and they broke down the Senior Bowl. They did a whole mock draft 2 weeks ago, and they're coming out with another episode of the draft roundtable this week. So definitely go subscribe.
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Yeah. Roundtable
tomorrow.
Sports. So I just linked it in the chat, guys. If you want to go over there and subscribe, we're going to have a lot of shows announced on this channel as well. Right now, it's not as active. We just have the draft roundtable. Here it is. They did a mock draft 2 weeks ago. I mean, look at that quality of stuff. What are we doing here?
Beautiful. Excellent
This is-
stuff by Ryan.
Yeah, man. I mean, it visually is compelling, and they're just getting started. So if you guys want to go subscribe to Roundtable Sports, we'd greatly appreciate it, guys. Put the link in the top of the chat for you guys to go subscribe. That's the home of it. And we got 3 and Out on there. That's on pause in the offseason. We're going to kick that show up again. And again, this is the mother channel. And go support us all across the network. We appreciate it. Well, TD left us because he's got the Tony Dow show at 10.
I forgot he has the Tony Dow show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, TD, why don't you give yourself a little promo? TD has his own show. It's called the Tony Dow Show, and it's basically what we were doing today, everything but sports. He's talking about
Where is it? Is it on his YouTube channel?
It's a separate YouTube channel called the Tony Dow Show.
Oh,
The
shoot.
Tony Dow
Okay.
show.
TD's working overtime.
Let's
I'll
see.
tell you what, man,
I think
listen,
it's
I'm kinda
live 3 days a
disappointed.
week at 10 o'clock.
Like, I'm low-key sad that he asked me to be a guest.
He doesn't like
Because,
your
trust
overall
me,
opinion.
He
Is
did
my
or he
palate-
didn't?
my palate for conversation extends past football. And so you want
It
to talk
does.
about euthanasia? I got you.
There it is, the Tony Dow Show. Everyone go subscribe and check him out. He's live right now.
And so you want to talk about Bitcoin? I got you, bro.
Yeah, Dan does know a thing or two about the Bitcoin.
Hey, man. Go check it out. Shout out to TD, man. He's doing a great job. We're supporting you, TD. So we're going to wrap up the show here, guys. Check out Roundtable Sports tomorrow for the Draft Roundtable. The Jets Roundtable will also be live tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then, of course, the Huddle will be live at 3. And then stay tuned for all the latest updates regarding other things connected to Roundtable Sports. We're out of here.
Bang, bang.
See ya.
Have a great rest of your night.